36 degrees, not been plugged in. Battery maintainer's been on it. See if it starts. What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Jake for those that are new here, and behind me, what I'm sitting on is the family's 1961 John Deere 4010. Got it here in the same spot that we done the 1070 this last winter, and we need to put in a PTO clutch and a regular clutch. This summer, once we got the injection pump rebuilt and put onto it, going up a hill with the 479 mower conditioner behind this thing, and it started slipping. The motor was still staying the same RPMs. It bogged down just a little bit, but then road speed would start going down as the motor was just staying the same. So we know that the clutch is slipping in this thing. Plus, when we had it in on the dyno back in 22, we started slipping the PTO clutch on this thing. So both of them are needing done, and that's what we got sitting here. And hopefully, with it being nasty outside, well, we can start tearing into this thing. We do have the split and dolly for this project. Another thing that we built and another project that we done here on the channel. So if you want to be interested in those and how we did that, well, I'll link that about right now. But anyways, this is the 26th of December here in 23, and we'll see how long this project takes. We are weekend warriors or evening warriors, however you want to put it. We do work full-time jobs. So any little bit of time, I'm sure we're going to be working on this thing. If it is nasty outside, definitely. So anyways, hope you enjoy the video, and let's get to it. All right, so everybody, it is March 2nd now. We've actually used this tractor a couple times here since December. First thing that I want to do is get the side panels off, get this cowl off again with the bracket for what would be a comfort cover. So take that off, and I believe that I'll be able to take majority of the hood loose and just pop it up. I don't know for sure, but anyways, I got to loosen that up to be able to get to any lines that is up here that'll have to stay with the front of the tractor. Alrighty, I got all the hood and side panels off of this thing. You got the air cleaner, pre-cleaner assembly off, and the muffler. That was pretty easy to do. Believe it or not, when I got the hood off, I didn't know that these things had the option for horns, or maybe they didn't and it was just an aftermarket put on. But kind of interesting little find when you take a hood off. But definitely everything's pretty dirty where we have not been able to reach with a power washer. So maybe this is an opportune time to get the power washer out and take some time and get everything cleaned up here. Another thing too that I'm kind of putting out there is we're looking to upgrade the lighting on these this here tractor. I know this is a side note, but if any of you have a used floodlight back here that's off of a parts tractor that's still decent with the light, we are interested in it. If you have two of them, we'd like to have two of them, but shoot a comment down below, and I'll be looking at the comments, and if I see that we can make out a deal or agree on a price on it. Not looking to spend a whole heck of a lot of money, but I don't care whether it has a light in it or not. We're putting LEDs on the back here. I'm trying to find another one of these also that is used where I can basically cut it off right in here or up in here on this side of the weld, and gonna flip it over to where we can run a second set of wires up the tube and then put another one here, so then we can kind of turn them offset just a little bit and have two lights off the back of this thing. I know it's not factory, but we're looking at practicality at this point, and instead of more originality of what they actually had. But I wish this thing had a roll bar on it too, a ropes bar, because my best friend Zach, he's got a 4020 with a ropes bar that they stuck a light bar off the top of it, and that's a good way of showing a lot of light in a hurry. But anyways, we don't have one, so that's our next viable option. If you do have something, just shoot me a comment, and I'll try to get you answered back, and we can get some information relayed back and forth and maybe come to agreement. That's if any of y'all have something. So anyways, so now it's to get this thing outside. All right, got the tractor back inside after letting it drip for a while. Here is our book. I just ordered this off of eBay, and we're gonna go off of what they recommend here about splitting the tractor. I already got the cowl and the hood off. Need to disconnect the batteries so then we can get the starter off and all the wiring. So basically it goes through and shows you step by step on how to take one apart. starting with the oil pressure gauge, sender wire, and tachometer cable. Disconnect your throttle and the shutoff cable, with this being a 10 series. Well, that applies to this. And then disconnect your ether starting aid tube from the intake. Of course, it goes through on gasoline too. All tractors disconnect the heat indicator cable, which is your coolant temperature going on. Plug and cap the main oil supply on the left side of the tractor. Disconnect wiring harness and cables from the starter, of course, like I said. Hydraulic oil clamps and spacers and the piping that's on the right side over here. Undo these two, undo this one here. Then there's another one. Well, I guess that one stays there. So anyways, so step by step we'll be able to get this thing. One thing that they stress is that the front end has no weight on it, or even that it's down on fuel. Well, we got about this much fuel in this thing. So anyways, first things first is disconnect the battery, and then I'll go with starter, get this disconnected, and hopefully we can get it out of here. So maybe. Come on, baby. Alright, next thing that we need to do is disconnect the generator. 3 wires here. The regulator that's here. And then be able to pull all this wiring back. Alright, for those that don't have one of these make a removal of a starter pretty easy. If you can see the part number there for this wrench from John Deere, JDF80. But you're able to get back to this back bolt back here. If I can get on it. Alright, we got everything except for oil lines now to crack open, and we need to figure out the dolly on getting it mounted up before we do anything like that, because don't want to crack them open and just leave it. But this thermocouple here for the coolant had to take a little bit to get onto it because all the corners are rounded on it. So I took a pair of vice grips, got it to move just a little bit. Had to drain down the coolant a little bit, made a tad bit of a mess everywhere. But anyways, calling it quits for today here, and we'll pick this up probably throughout the week or something, I don't know. But anyways, till then, toodles. All right, it's the next day here, and my dad and I done a little bit of brainstorming away from here, but I told him what I thought, and he's gonna be down here in a few minutes, and we'll kind of take a look at this both. Our idea here is that we'll hopefully cut that in half and drill a couple holes, and then mount or drill a couple holes up through on that, and then hopefully mount it too. But we're gonna leave this one here because this is helping support too as well. So as well as here and here and up through on both of these, we should have plenty of rigidity there that we should be okay. So that's what we're planning at this point. We may get started with this and it may change. So anyways, that's kind of the game plan for right now. So we'll roll with that until something changes, or it doesn't, one or the other. All right, we got it mounted up. Did not record that, but we took the one piece that we had left and ended up making our own, and ended up mounting to the two holes that are just below here. Got them all done. Oh, that's terrible lighting. But 2 3/8 bolts mounted to the frame rail. They're nice and flat against the frame rail. So took us a little bit of work, but got everything snugged up and it's hanging on tractor as of right now. So all we have to do is start pulling lines and then bell housing bolts. All right, we got basically everything disconnected here. We're gonna have to use a little bit of heat here. Grab propane torch to be able to do that. It's wanting to twist the line. But, and the only other thing then is the main supply line that's over here. We're gonna have to get a bucket cleaned up and over here just in case anything comes out. And then we'll start pulling bolts. Dad's got the jack underneath the rear end and got some pressure on everything, so we're pretty close to having this thing ready to go apart. All right, we're back down here at the tractor here this morning. We went to our local John Deere dealership and got some parts. We don't know if we got everything, but with not being in this thing quite yet, well, we're not so for sure, but got a torch to be able to heat up these, and we should be able to have this thing apart before too long here. So that's what we're going to work at here today, and we'll see what we can get done. had the card go full on the memory, but been fighting these dowels right in here on both sides, and I believe I got things in the right as far as height between the two. I'll verify that again before I actually try to pull this thing apart, but ended up getting one of my screwdrivers in there and kind of wiggling back and forth, and was able to get some movement out of it. So now we're in real good luck here. I'll just verify measurements before I go any farther. Ho ho ho, yeah! Alright. So far we're looking pretty good. Make sure everything's out of the way here, which I believe everything is. Had to move this line up and out of the way because it was getting into the radiator here, and we should be all right now. Ready? No. 1, 2, 3. Alright, keep going. And whoa. Alright, so here we are. Got it apart. Clutch assemblies here. Of course, you got your 2 throwout bearings here. One's for clutch, and then one's for PTO. Well, maybe this is just a standard clutch, but everything's pretty grimy. Got a pilot bearing clear up in here that we'll have to find and get out, but feels like everything's got some decent wear to it, so we will be taking a look at this and see what we can do. Alright, well, that'll do it for this video. You see that we'll get it apart. And the next video we'll be tearing into this thing even farther with the clutch assembly, so be sure to be tuning in to that video. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, you might as well, especially to keep up with this project. There's probably going to be either 1 or 2 more videos here. We'll see what happens, but anyways, give the video a thumbs up if you like this sort of content, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. It does sure mean a lot, and as always, we'll see you all on the next one.